Minnesota Vikings fans, NFL draft nerds, welcome in Rogue Football. We have got a Minnesota Vikings 2025 7 round, if you can call it that, mock draft. The Vikings do not have a lot of draft capital right now. We are well aware of that. But, the bitter sting of defeat, all too familiar for Vikings fans. Just a franchise that has had a lot of great regular seasons followed up by not enough playoff success, right? It continues on. It's brutal. But the beautiful thing is there is hope for the future. There are a lot of great pieces in place in Minnesota. I now think it's clearly, squarely time for the J.J. McCarthy era to begin. Maybe the Vikings get a comp pick for whoever signs Darnold. Maybe. It's crazy. Just, probably 2.5 weeks ago, everyone was saying, Sam Darnold, you got to keep him. He's got to be the guy moving forward. Well, not so fast, right? I think you look at what's happened over the last 2 weeks. Biggest game of the 2025 regular season for the Vikings last week. Fell flat. Fell flat against the Rams in the playoffs. Fell flat against my Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that's 3 strikes and you're out for Sam Darnold. And I think we've seen the ceiling of Sam Darnold. He can be a pretty good regular season quarterback. I don't think he's taking you to the promised land. So I think you got to move on and hope that maybe you get a comp pick potentially. I think the coaching staff for Minnesota largely stays in place. Kevin O'Connell is a great offensive coach, great head coach. Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator. And I think with a little bit more development, a little bit more talent added, they still are on the right trajectory. And again, J.J. McCarthy, with his arm talent, with his athleticism, with his leadership, with his potential development and growth, I think that he is the guy for them. Plenty of cap space still to fill some holes, like a ton of cap space. I think close to $70 million in projected cap space for the Vikings. And they have a lot of free agents upcoming as well. So they're going to have some roster turnover this coming offseason. There's no doubt about it. They will. And they're going to add some talented pieces. Not much draft capital, thanks to those trade ups last year, which is why I said I don't know if you can really call this a 7-round mock draft, but traded up multiple times during 2024. So not a whole lot of draft capital this year. In free agency with all that cap space, I think you got to sign a corner. I think you got to sign a guard, got to sign an interior defensive lineman. Safety might be in the cards as well. And then going into the draft, which we're going to do this mock draft here, I think we're just trying to get the biggest difference makers we can in the draft to help J.J. McCarthy and try to make sure that this team does not take a step backwards, even with a quarterback that will effectively be playing his first games in the NFL in 2025. That's my plan moving forward for the Vikings here. So let's fire up this mock draft. Take a look here. Pick 24, pick 97, 138, and 159. Like I said, it's slim pickings. So I think ideally, even though at 24 there's going to be better prospects available potentially than there will be at trading down, I think trading down that's got to be the goal. Got to be the goal, in my opinion, here to acquire some more draft capital. 4 picks is just not enough. So let's go ahead and fire it up, get this thing rolling. Now, if there's a blue chip prospect available at 24 at a position where we could really use it, yes, but and it looks like, I don't view Jalen Walker as a blue chipper. I don't think they need to go in that direction. Tyler Warren there at 17, obviously, but you have TJ Hawkinson, you have Josh Oliver. I don't know that you go in that direction either. Although I think Tyler Warren would definitely make a rookie quarterback's life a lot easier. I'll give you that. Two-headed monster at tight end. It's not the worst idea. I also don't think Tyler Warren's going to make it to 24 overall. So we're looking at the Eagles offering 30, 94. That's a nice little haul there. Wow, Seahawks. That seems entirely unrealistic. I mean, if they're calling up offering 2, 3, 5, a 7, and 2 future picks, like yes, absolutely. But I just can't, in good faith, execute that. I just don't believe it'll happen. I mean, maybe it would because you're moving down from 24 to 50. I like still having a first round pick though. I do really like still having a first round pick. Um, Titans offering 35, 2 4s, 7. I mean, now that's a hell of an offer right there. I mean, that's the best offer in my opinion by far. Is it realistic? I don't know. Would a team give up a 2 and a 4 to move up 4 spots at the back of the first round? We'll accept it and just hope like this is we're trying to get things right for the Vikings here, so we'll accept that and just hope that it can play out that way. Um, Stephon Gilmore was a hell of an addition. Maybe they can bring him back or bring in another corner like we've talked about. I think going corner here could make a lot of sense. I'd be valuing Jade Barron, Trey Amos, Azarie Thomas the most out of these guys here. It would have been awesome if Siobhan Ravel was available. Defensive line as well. You look at Tyleek Williams. I think he would be a hell of a pick. I think he's got, 3 down game changing ability. Alfred Collins is more of a just dominant run defender. Is that what the Vikings defense kind of is going to pride itself on? I don't know. Deone Walker to me is just too much of a, you know, maybe at 59, but not at 28. He's just the potential feels like it could be unreal, but what he is right now is pretty scary. Like he plays upright, doesn't play with a lot of physicality overall, but he's huge, 6'6", like 350 pounds, explosive athlete. Does have some pass rush moves. It's not like he's a raw pass rusher, but that's a scary one. Deone Walker. Looking at interior offensive line, Tyler Booker. I mean, gosh, that is such a value for me. The best value for me here is Tyler Booker. And I think, protecting JJ, creating rushing lanes, that's huge. I would love to see Tyler Booker in Minnesota, and that's going to help them be tougher. He is just so physical at the point of attack, so strong in pass protection. Is he the best mover in terms of getting out and pulling or, running all these wide zone? No, but like I think in today's NFL, having an identity of running the football up the gut needs to be more of a priority, and Tyler Booker's going to help you in that regard. I love Tyler Booker's game. Absolutely do. So now we have got, it looks a little better here, right? We've got a second round pick, third round pick, 3-day 3 picks. You feel a little bit better about that, I think. So we got Tyler Booker. I said we're probably signing a guard as well, maybe a Tevin Jenkins from division rival Chicago Bears. You're looking at a much upgraded interior of your offensive line. Hopefully, getting Christian Darrisaw back next year. I don't know exactly when, but getting Christian Darrisaw back in the lineup would be huge compared to having Cam Robinson out there. Um, Azarie Thomas still on the board? You got to be kidding me here. Like I'd be sprinting that pick in as long as there's not a defensive lineman that we've got to. Yeah, I'm taking Azarie Thomas out of Florida State, who is the best press man cornerback in the NFL draft. And I know Brian Flores can be multiple. I think that getting him up on the line of scrimmage, playing physical, and he has good hip mobility, fluidity, great length, good athleticism. He's like 6'2" with. I mean, he's going to have over 33-inch arms. Over 200 pounds. Plays very physically. His press tech is so strong. He's so disruptive at the line of scrimmage. That's going to help when you've got blitzers trying to get home. Azarie Thomas all day. I love that. And now we're waiting to pick 97 here. So you look at what's available. I'm not super sold on any of these interior defensive linemen at this spot yet. Howard Cross certainly has that ability to get upfield, disrupt, which would be nice. But Tyler Booker and Azaria Thomas is a hell of a start. We're trying to find value. I mean, Scatterboot, to me, he is not a value in the third round. I think he really needs to be a day 3 guy because he just does not have the explosiveness. He has everything else you could ask for, but there's no speed. He's quick. He's got lateral agility, power merchant, physical, will do anything he can for you, but he just does not have that long speed, that true explosiveness, in my opinion, to really make a huge difference at the next level as like a true number 1. I think in a backfield by committee, certainly. Matthew Golden, I mean, he's such a value, and do you need to go get wide receiver 3 here at pick 97? I don't know. It certainly wouldn't hurt JJ to have Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson and Golden. I mean, you're talking about a really dynamic group of receivers that would be. And Matthew Golden, I think, is going to be a great receiver in the league. Tez Johnson, gosh, that would be incredible too. I want to look at running back. Aaron Jones is a free agent. Again, I don't value Scatabo this highly. I think Devin Neal projects better as a more versatile back. Maybe this is a spot where we wait. Nick Singleton, not going to be in the draft. Very disappointing. If Travion Henderson was available here, I would have been all over that. I think you can wait on like a Kyle Manung guy. Damian Martinez, I love out of Miami. So, yeah, we're going to wait on running back here a little bit. We're just going to try to find the best value we can. They did a good job upgrading linebacker this past offseason. Maybe wide receiver is going to be the best value we can find. And I think Matthew Golden's fantastic. I think Tez Johnson is fantastic. Tez Johnson's going to be a slot only, but like Tez Johnson in a Kevin O'Connell offense, I think like unless you can get hands on him at the line of scrimmage, you can't cover Tez Johnson. Bottom line. Unbelievable separator. Matthew Golden has a little bit more versatility to his game. Can play outside in. But I think Tez in Minnesota would be pretty special. We're going to do it. Let me know what y'all think, Minnesota Vikings fans. And again, if you enjoy the content here, it is all draft all the time. Rogue Football. Please like and subscribe. So, yeah, Kyron Lacey's going to be off the board. Very unfortunate situation there. I'm not going to dive into it too much. But, yeah. Is now the time is Howard Cross? Howard Cross is still on the board. I mean, that could certainly make sense. I have not watched Ty Robinson and ESP Bulls. I would pound the table for Damian Martinez here. 20 years old, physical as all get out, great vision and pace. And he's always, when he gets to the second level, he almost always is either going to break a tackle or use his lateral agility to make somebody miss. Always getting positive yards, always falling forward, playing tough, playing physical, good hands. I'm going to pound the table. I'm going to pound the table for Damian Martinez here. Might not be the most popular pick. Go watch Damian Martinez. Tell me he's not a steal at that spot. Maybe backup quarterback could be pretty important here, depending on what happens. I mean, I know they have Daniel Jones. I think, oh God, how is Kamari Ramsey on the board? That's ridiculous. Yeah, we're taking Kamari Ramsey. He should be a day 2 player easily. Whether you're playing like a lot of cover 2 shell or getting him down in the box, Kamari Ramsey can do a lot for you. That's just a great value at that spot. We've got one pick left, 159. What are we going to do with it? Howard Cross still on the board. Let's run it in. And I don't know that he's like officially going to be in the draft yet, but yeah, we'll go with that for now. I think this is a draft that, gosh, that's 5 prospects that I think you got steals on. I don't know what more you can ask for, really. Tyler Booker, to me, is a top 20 prospect. Azareye'h Thomas is a top 32 prospect. Tez Johnson is a top 50 prospect. Damian Martinez is a top 100 prospect. Kamari Ramsey is a top 100 prospect. Howard Cross, I think, a value there too. So, yeah, I mean, this would be fantastic from a needs standpoint, from a value standpoint, just adding real talented dudes to this roster to try to continue to push this thing forward. I think this would be a home run for everybody involved. So let me know what y'all think. If you're Vikings fans, NFL draft fans, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.